I swore I hit that button. Let me start again. Greetings and welcome back to Talk to Me America. I'm Laura the Goddess, your hostess, brought to you by my other show, or my main show, Here's What I Heard. Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. I knew something was going to go wrong. It always goes wrong. I always forget one little button. Although I am... Let's see. Make sure that the U screw is working. Last time I forgot to click the little blue button there. Okay, I see myself. Alrighty then. I'm back up. It's early again. 7:53 on the East Coast. That's okay. What can I tell you? You always know where... Put it this way, being on time, you always know I'm going to be on time, unless I'm not. Duh. How profound. That's okay. That's alright. I hope you guys all had a wonderful Christmas. I had a very relaxing Christmas. We actually did all of our festivities on Christmas Eve, so we had a very quiet Christmas this year. Wasn't a bad thing. And of course, for New Year's, I actually have a little bit of news. I was actually supposed to do a live show, an in real life show, one of my musical things that we do. And it got canceled because someone came down with coof, supposedly. So they paid me what they owed me on the contract for breaking the contract, and I'm free on New Year's Day. So guess what? I'm going to do an exclusive live show, if you guys want to call in, that's fine, on January the 1st. Approximately 4-ish Central Time, which would make it 2-ish Avocado Time. And of course, for those of you that don't appreciate or like football, and of course, that day I'm just going to be flying by the seat of my pants. You guys call in or tell me jokes or share with us your New Year's resolution if you have any. I stopped those a long time ago. I'm never going to stop being the same old abrasive self, so... Besides that, you should be resoluting. You should be resolving to be better every day, not just the first of the year. Besides that, this is going to be a brutal year this year. Hopefully we'll all grow and create a good time and some better politicians this year. What am I saying? All right, so don't forget the exclusives. Tell your friends, share it with everybody, friends, foes. I don't care as long as you're here. I don't care how you get here. Just get here if you can. Let's see. It's 10 p.m. in England. Oh, good evening. Actually, I have a few things that I'm going to talk about tonight from England, I do believe. One of them is very saddening to me. And of course, it's another cancellation of a world-class comedian, if you will. At least notoriety, has notoriety or is well-known in the comedic world, especially if you are into British comedy, which I love British comedy. So, and of course, if there's anything you guys want me to talk about, just shout out. And then, of course, call me and we'll let you talk about it. But let me go over a few things first so we can get a few people in here. Excuse me. Please make sure to share with the universe. And, of course, my Saturday stream will be at 10 p.m. Oh, okay. Is that bad? Well, it must be even later now. Must be, what, like 1 in the morning now over there? Right. I got you in England. All right. I'm going to get on with it. Like I say, speaking of England, this is something that was quite maddening to me. Let me know if you can't hear me. And, of course, you see the phone number scrolling below at the moment, but I'll call it out in a little bit. But hang on. Just hang on. Let me go through a few things first. Give some topics. If you have anything else you want to say, tell me a joke, whatever. But just hang on. We'll get to the calls in a minute. All right, this was sad to me. Theater cuts ties with Monty Python star for recommending Dave Chappelle special to fans. The actor says I think he announced that on Facebook. Basically, they were doing this whole thing was kind of a last minute thing, and then he posted on Facebook that Dave Chappelle had a good special on, and now they're accusing Terry Gilliam of Monty Python fame of being, guess what? One of those phobes. He had partnered with the Old Vic in London to put his production Into the Woods, a musical based on the plot lines of several Brothers Grimm fairy tales. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Those sounded good to me. Those sound good to me. But the theater canceled the production on November 1st after a number of complaints accused Gilliam of endorsing transphobic views by recommending Chappelle's special. Oh, is this thing ever gonna turn around on them just even a little bit? Come on, Terry Gilliam of all people? Not to mention the fact, man, they're really missing out on some of those great fairy tales. The actual fairy tales. But, what can I tell you? So, let's see. Actually, underneath he said something to the effect that another theater took him up. Let's see. Mutually agreed cancellation, speculation. Let's see. I read this a couple of days ago. Well, good. He's encouraging people still to watch Dave Chappelle. He's another canceled comedian. But shame on him. And of course, if you know anything about the Old Vic in London or whatever like that, this might be your opportunity to boycott them or not pay for whatever. I don't know what you guys do in England as far as that kind of thing goes, but shame on them. Terry Gilliam, those guys in Monty Python are legends. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's see. Okay, this is on my I don't care how you fix them. I don't care what you tell me. I don't care what you say. I am not eating bugs. We already do pretty much eat bugs, but not the way that they're trying to just get us to fry them up in some stir fry with some little olive oil or some little balsamic vinegar and just pick them up and eat them and everything like that. They use the shells of some bugs for coloring in our food. There's flavoring in some other bugs and everything, but that stuff is still refined. It's not like you just picked them off of, picked a fly off of a piece of shit. Okay? No, I'm not doing that. That's good for frogs and lizards only. Although, now that brings actually something to mind. Everybody keeps talking about the lizard people. Is this the reason why they want us to eat bugs all the time? They're fine for snacking, but insect protein has its greatest potential as a nutrient-rich, climate-friendly livestock feed. No, thank you. I'm sorry. Again, I don't care how you fix them. I don't care how you talk them up. I absolutely am not putting my mouth on that. Now, if you were to crunch them up like they do, we don't, like I say, a lot of people don't know this, but we do actually eat bugs in our food. In fact, even the FDA or whatever it is basically has these little things where they allow certain amounts and parts in these factories, like in hot dogs and stuff like that. Yuck. Yes, Hidden Angel, I agree. Extremely gross. No bug burgers for me. Unless, like I say, unless I don't know that. Unless I don't know it. If it's that great, why force this on us? Just, give people the choice. Yuck. And of course, this is another thing coming from the European Union. Bloomberg opinions. Let's see. The European Union's landmark decision last week to approve insects for human consumption was a victory for grubs and maggots. How is that? The first sentence doesn't make any sense, because I can't imagine being any kind of animal and being crunched in between somebody's or something's teeth alive. I've watched birds eat worms and things like that, and wow, they don't squirm and in pain and everything like that for nothing. And who are these people that have approved them now for human consumption, as if we haven't been eating them all our lives? I'm sure that there's other countries that do this. I mean, it's cultural, whatever. In fact, like I say, I'm actually surprised that somebody's not screaming cultural appropriation, because this is the kind of stuff that you see them doing over in like countries, the tribal countries that don't have electricity and things like that. They'll eat anything that doesn't eat them first, which is unfortunate, but if you can, that's how you stay alive. Hey, fortunately for me and 320 million other people in the United States, and probably a few 100 million others in other states or countries, don't have to resort to this. It's not necessary unless you want to. In fact, I'm surprised there hasn't come out to be some kind of a group that's doing this, such as like vegans or vegetarians or whatever else. Some people are into keto and all this other stuff. So why not just make it a classification, make it trendy, and there you go. You don't have to force it on anybody anymore. The rainbows. You mean in Mars? The rainbows in Mars? No, you covered that, dude. Let's see, did I actually save it? I might have saved it for covering it. So I'm getting requests on what to cover already. That's great. Awesome. Thank you. No, but actually, let's see. Did I save it? No, I don't think I saved that one. However, I have information about a snowflake. I don't know. Should we call him that? This is the name of this is The Weatherman Melts Down on Live Television.
Subaru.
This was actually damn commercials. This actually was quite funny in my opinion, because he's not wrong. We have our own Jonathan Pye now. Okay.
He's been monitoring traffic, but first we go to Ryan Marshall, who's out monitoring the snowfall.
Look at him, he's shivering.
Ryan, what's it look like out there?
Yeah, it looks like snow, just like I predicted in my forecast from the studio. I'm not sure why I'm out here literally looking around. It looks like snow. You could just take a video of it snowing and show that. Why do I have to be here to describe snowfall? It's pretty self-explanatory.
Seems like the cold has gotten you in an icy mood yourself, Ryan.
Okay, you know what, Shannon? I am in an icy mood, okay? Nice pun, by the way. All right, I was just standing out here for 20 minutes waiting for you guys to throw to me, and I was just, doing some thinking. I spent $120,000 on a degree and 4 years in college to come out here and look around and describe what I see.
At least you have a job.
Kindergarten, I Spy. It makes zero sense. Also, you know what else I was thinking while we're at it? When it's like a nice day or sunny, you never send me out to the lake or to the pool for a live shot, but when there's a hurricane or snowing or a blizzard or a flood, send me out there. I'll cover it. Perfect.
I guess you have a point there, Ryan. We're looking at these reports, and the forecast doesn't look good. People are worried. Have you...
Like I say, you can't really fault the guy. He's not wrong. They do this to everybody. But again, $120,000 for a degree to be a weatherman? Why didn't you just go try to work for NASA or something? You got a $120,000 degree because you thought it would make you rich and famous. That's what you got a $120,000 degree for, my friend. So, and that probably will make him famous. I saw it all over my feed the other day. He'll probably, either that or CNN will hire him. Oh. All right. I'm not usually into pop culture, but that seems to be some of the stuff that there's being stuffed down our throats with regards to how they even make laws and stuff these days. But this one here takes the cake. Miss Lovato sings to ghosts to help them overcome trauma caused by sexism. Okay, so now even ghosts are doing the Me Too thing. Is oh no! Let's see. So footage shows Demi Lovato singing to a ghost after it supposedly revealed it had experienced trauma caused by sexism. Now, mind you, I watched this clip. She basically took a guess. Essentially, they're depending on this little machine that just kind of buzzes, supposedly, if a ghost talks. I can't even believe I'm describing this. And at first, they weren't getting any beeping sounds, so she made the guys go out of the room and started talking to the ghost. Evidently, it's a woman. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think she told us what her pronouns were. But once the guys left the room, they started hearing that buzz coming from that EKP or whatever it is meter that is they do. And she's like, oh! All of a sudden, she's an expert. That buzz to her said, oh, she was traumatized when she was alive sexually. So what did she ask her? Did you not want to tell me anything when the boys were in the room? It was if she wanted to like change her clothes or something. Get the boys out of the room so she can't buzz at us anymore, or so she can keep buzzing at us. It's like the article explains that the machine lets off a noise, but it was so funny listening to her interpret these buzzing noises, and it seriously just sounds like when you're turning the station. If you know anything about the old-timey turning stations now, everybody just pushes the buttons, but it sounds like somebody went in between stations ever so slightly and got that strange in-between odd sound that comes through with the static and everything like that, and all of a sudden she's an expert. She speaks static. She speaks static because she was literally able to interpret, oh, she was sexually abused. So then she sang her song to them. This person, ghost radio wave signal. What did she say? It's the... Speaking from outside the room, the two men suggest Lovato sing to Carmen. Oh, that's okay. They named this ghost and everything. Well, I always sing Skyscraper when I feel like singing something emotional, the singer explains, before launching into a spontaneous rendition of the hit. I've never heard the song, have you? Of course, she's not someone that I looked after. And she used to be a really pretty girl. You know what she reminds me of now? A Cupid doll. Not that there's anything wrong with Cupid dolls, but come on! Cupid dolls are from the, 20s. And I see something else. I got a picture for you of her in a few minutes, too. She's done something else since she pulled this publicity stunt. Because she must be fixing to get an album out or be in a movie or be in a show or something like that. Because she's also been talking about being visited by aliens at one point, I think, or something like that. She loves the supernatural. Anyway, as they finish the excerpt from the song, the machine makes another noise, and it buzzes at her again, so she interprets it as a standing ovation. Boy, she's really in her own head, huh? It was the coolest standing ovation I've ever had. Yeah, because it was all right here, and you made up every piece of it. So, yeah, I'm sorry, my friend. Like I say, this is another one of those people that's actually starting to lose relevance, evidently. Because this is the kind of thing that they do, the superstars do, when they're not in the news enough, or when somebody's not talking about them enough, or when they're not trending enough, or when they're not hashtagged enough or something. You get shit like this. And of course, evidently, she got ragged about it. Hard time, big corp. Hardcore, big time. Hey, yes, I'm dyslexic once in a while. So then she goes and does this. It wasn't enough attention. So she goes and fully shaves her head. Didn't somebody else we know of do that? And wasn't it because she was kind of going, cuckoo, cuckoo? Poor girl. Probably the drugs. Once again, I'll remind people that these people that sign these contracts with these production companies and whatnot like that become literal slaves. They get paid highly, but they're owned by these companies at that point. They get told what to do, what to eat, who to associate with, what to wear, where to be, when to be there. And they seem to get punished rather severely when they go off of any of the stuff that the corporations want them to do. These people are owned. That's why I don't listen to celebrities, because their minds are literally not their own. They sign their minds and their lives away. They're like puppets, in my opinion. Let's see. Hey, everybody on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Let's see here. That's where we're headed if these clowns don't get it together. Yes, you're right. Why are we producing so many kooks? 'Cause it makes money. Evidently it makes money. And like I say, no publicity is bad publicity, and no publicity is bad publicity. So basically, if you don't have any publicity, that's a bad thing. So, but on the other hand, if you have any kind of publicity, especially if you're a celebrity and it actually keeps your name on people's tongues, even if it's just for 15 minutes or so. I mean, if I see it happen every quarter or so with Madam Jenner, every quarter or so, she comes out or tweets something that's out of the ordinary that actually gets her bad attention. But like I say, any publicity is not bad publicity if it gets your name on people's tongues. So they basically, that's the rule you need to remember when you watch stuff like this or when you hear about stuff like this. They're only doing it to remain relevant or to try to remain relevant, and it works because there's articles about her, there's videos about her. In fact, she made this real professional production about her newly shaved head on Instagram. Okay, big whoop. You shaved your head. Now what? So is this supposed to be... Hey, American citizen! How are you doing? Make sure you follow him on Odysee. He's got 2 channels. One that's a 24/7 live channel, and then he does some news broadcasting and whatnot. I go and see him. He's on Sundays usually here on Odysee, but you can see him in the chat here on Odysee as well. Let's see. Haley says she's a legend in her own mind. Yeah, most of them are these days, or they have to at least act that way because they wouldn't get the attention. They wouldn't be celebrities. All right. I don't know if anybody's heard about this, but I'm hoping that it helps something. Chicago 9/11 dispatcher says all hell has broken loose in the Windy City and rips Mayor Lightfoot over crime. Tells the news that her blood is even on, or their blood is even on her hands. Which, if we've been paying attention, we kind of sort of have noticed that. It's kind of weird to me that during the Trump era, and I have video of this, that she pretty much threw up that middle finger at him when he tried to help get rid of or try and help thwart some of this crime that was literally hurting her constituents, to now basically begging our grandpa-in-chief, if you will, to helping them now. They let it get so out of hand, but because someone else that they didn't agree with on whatever reason wouldn't take a helping hand, I don't get that. In the meantime, you basically sit back, do nothing, and let your constituents and your people that count on you suffer. Why would you do that? The only thing I can think of is the fact that people don't actually vote these people in. And they know that they're not going to get any kind of repercussions for it. That's the only thing I can think of why anybody would even think about doing some things as evil as allowing people to get hurt for no reason, because you just let criminals run free. You don't take anybody, you don't hold anybody accountable, even yourself. Shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. Of course, I'm sure I don't have to tell anybody this. This has been all over the news since, Wednesday, I think it was. Ghislaine Maxwell found guilty in Epstein's sex trafficking case. And the details are sealed by the judge. So we get to prosecute her, but we don't get to prosecute any of her clients. We don't. That makes that's very sus. Who's with me on that? Let's see. Coke says it puts the lotion on the skin or it gets the hose again. Who? Not me. Don't forget, there's a delay. I'm not sure exactly how far this delay is, and actually, Odysee has been buffering big time the last couple of days. How did Beetlejuice even get elected? So depressing. Well, that's what I was just saying. I really don't think some of these people actually continue to be elected. Either that or they're so name famous with all of the people that actually do vote in all of their areas that they're in and everything like that. Sometimes they actually get voted in because there's no opposition. They pretty much crush any opposition, so it still looks legal, I guess. Allegedly. These are just ideas that come to my head based on what I know about voting and different laws, and the fact that if you look, there's a whole lot of people that run against some of these people in these districts that are either on the same side, because a lot of these, everybody says, why won't the Republicans do anything? Why won't the conservatives do anything? Well, I keep saying they've been chased out of all of these places. In fact, Cuomo in New York back in, what was it, when he first got in there, 2004 or whatever it was, one of his first quips, we are not the Republican Party. They're racist and they're this and they're that and this is, so if you're a Republican, leave. And pretty much that's all any of these Republicans have heard throughout a lot of these cities now that are being torn down. So I'm sorry, I don't see anybody. Put it this way: I wouldn't go where I wasn't wanted or where I was told to leave, because that's how poorly you think of me. Not to mention the fact that if that is how poorly you think of me, how in the hell do you think I'm gonna feel, or how in the world are you gonna treat me if I do stick around? Who in their right mind would do that? So anyway, like I say, so what do you guys all think that's going to happen to her? I say probably nothing. They say that they're saying that her sentencing could be. Remember what I say about could and those kind of things too. Could be up to 65 years in prison. So she's the fall guy for all of these rich assholes that we are knowingly, allegedly, that they're allegedly involved in, especially since they have actually had the black book and the flight registrations have been out since the very first time when Epstein got convicted the first time back in the 90s. So, yeah. Absolutely nothing's happening to any of these people. Yep. I'm with you on that, Christy. I think that's why I say I think a lot of these people they got in there and they continue to be installed. There's hardly any competition, and if there is any competition, it ends up getting squashed somehow, some way. So, American Citizen says he's a good boy. Everybody have a good laugh at that. He's one of the baddest boys I know with regards to patriotism. He don't take no shit. Woo, yeah. So if you guys want to start calling in, that's good. Make sure that you follow me, thumbs up and all that stuff, the fire button. I have links below to follow me on different social media and, of course, alternative videos as well. I can't go live on Rumble yet. I can't afford it. You actually have to be a Supreme customer to be able to live feed on Rumble at the moment. They're working on the freebies, but I don't see anybody losing money over stuff like that. So once this thing starts paying for itself like everybody else's is, I'll get on Rumble as well. That's if they're still even there. Once companies go public, they tend to focus their pleasing on the shareholders rather than the people that are actually making the thing going. Of course, I've noticed this happened. I was on eBay when it happened to them. I was on Etsy when it happened to them. I've watched all these companies, whenever they go public, they immediately start turning all of their interests towards the shareholders and be damned with the creators. So, but I'll keep moving on as many times and as many people want to open them up. I will keep moving on. If people keep following me, I'm sure that we'll have to anyway. Oh, okay. American Citizen says he was doing tricks when he was 10. Well, you know what they say. Tricks are for kids. Wasn't that the commercial we'd always grow up with when we were watching Saturday morning Bugs Bunny cartoons? At this point, Hallie says, at this point, I think Biden is being propped up. That's been... Actually, he's been being propped up ever since they decided he was going to be president. And they coddle him with everything. In fact, even when this guy did the joke on Christmas Eve, who is a hero in my opinion, you know, I was going to say freedom of speech. That means you can talk to anybody that way. Just because he's the president, you know, he puts his pants on one leg at a time, just like the rest of us, but after his diaper, of course, allegedly. He's just a man. He doesn't have the kind of power that everybody keeps telling everybody that he has. He just doesn't. Trump didn't have that kind of power either. So, but they just kept giving him the power and giving him the power. By doing that, you just allow it. If you just tell him, okay, yeah, whatever he says. No. Wage, are you sick, dude? He says fevers suck. They sure do. They sure do. All right, the number to call in, 409-877-1243. My line, I do believe, is open. It looks like it's open. Everything seems to be working so far. So don't be shy. I'm watching it. Okay. While I'm waiting on phone calls, Beyond installed. Yeah. Looking to see who all's on. Once again, welcome everybody. I do appreciate y'all being here. I have no idea how many people are on where. Do appreciate it though. Make sure that you like, subscribe, share, and here comes the first phone call. Turn my speakers up. All right, 573, you're live.
Hey, this is Merlin. Well, I should say Wingnut. Sorry, too many nomenclatures.
Merlin the Wingnut.
But this is Wing. GI Wingnut. Advocate Coke. Yeah, too many names.
Oh, okay. Advocate Coke, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here. Hey, this whole Steve Lane thing's kind of got me a little sideways. I mean, I'm glad. Hang on, we're having some kind of communication issue here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was at first I was real happy, of course, when those charges came, the convictions came across, and 65 years is light, but even though they try to seal up the books, there's places everywhere you can find copies of that information.
Yeah, well, it's not like she misgendered somebody.
Oh, right, I know, but still.
Only 65 years. It's not like she misgendered somebody or was phobic.
No, but we get cats like Teddy Daniels and fired up pro-Americans. Like here in Missouri, Josh Hawley is a great guy. I am so glad that Roy Blunt is stepping down. I'm really hoping that Eric Greitens fills that seat. I told a number of people I would rather see McCloskey run for a state Senate seat because we need his power in the state. Greitens has the pull for D.C. And I think that would play well for Missouri. But anyway, get more based individuals in here, and I think that the fact that we could actually get something turned around. I mean, the information is out there. It's not like it's really hidden.
Indeed.
And, we get the right people in the right place, and we can make things happen because we have now revealed, or it has been revealed, whether it was us or whoever, but it's been revealed that there is an issue, that this is not a conspiracy theory. People have to start taking notice. And you take that and you add in the factor that there's already 23 Democrats jumping ship before the 2022 midterms. There's this, people are done. I saw a video clip of a gal up in Canada calling Trudeau a traitor to his face and saying, we used to hang traitors. What do you think we should do with you? And it's like, yeah. People in Germany are exiting the country because they're tired of the nonsense.
Yeah, well,
it's coming around.
It's really funny to me that these people did all of this stuff for 5 years and not expected other people to start thinking that it was okay to do the same thing. And now they're all, well, it's okay when we do it. No, sorry, it's not okay when either of us do it, but it's still going to happen. You do it, you're basically letting everybody else know, hey, it's okay to do it.
Right.
Respect is earned.
Once that change starts, exactly. But once that chain starts falling apart, I mean, CNN's already starting to implode with the problems they're having there. We already know what's going on over at with Twitter and Facebook with the trafficking there. That it's not being done, of course, on the front pages, but all these people are going to be held complicit. All these media people are going to be held complicit as well for, let's see, what was it, right after the Civil War was over? All the media folk that were part of the supporting the South and its secession, weren't they hung for contributing to sedition? If I remember right?
I don't know. You probably know more about that than I do.
And from what I understand now, I haven't got to double check this yet myself, fact check it for myself, but I've heard a rumor that Trump reinstated the firing squad while he was still in office as a punishment for treason. I'm just saying. Somebody knew something. Somebody knows something.
Wouldn't
Nobody's
that be a
talking
matter
yet.
of public record somewhere?
Yes, I just haven't dug into it, and if I can't find it right away, all I got to do is file a FOIA. But I know where to go dig. I just haven't gone and dug yet. I've only recently heard that.
I'm actually curious to hear about that.
I will look into it. In fact, I'm gonna probably be going live with my own channel here before much longer. It's my goal within the next 2 weeks.
Oh.
To be up and running with a live stream.
All right. Well, everybody, make
schedule.
sure you go and follow. Let me see. I have Advocate Coke, 1964.
1964. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to read it off of the chat. He's in the chat. Just click on his name in the chat on Odysee.
Or on Odyssey, just search GI Wingnut.
Okay.
That's actually my handle.
Well,
When I set it up,
put your link in the chat.
I may end up having it. I will do that. But yeah, I'm seeing all kinds of wins, all kinds of places. They're pushing back in New York City, with the anti-vax mandates, Australian style. It's doing this old man's heart some good. Just saying.
Well, great.
Anyway,
I got a phone call. I'm loving this. This is great. I thought as a beginner I would be having to talk throughout the whole show and wouldn't get any phone calls. I really, really, really appreciate y'all calling. And of course the phone lines are open. If you can't get through the first time, I can't answer but one call at a time. So keep trying, because my Skype, this phone number hangs up on you. Do what?
Obviously, you've never seen me actually Zoom with Wage.
Yeah, actually, I was in on it with you. I was in on the first one with you guys.
Yeah, well, this past Sunday, I meant to do a 15 to 20 minute bit, and we did 2 hours.
Yeah, I missed it. I had to do something IRL.
I'm more than willing to get off the line and let somebody else talk. But if you want somebody to talk to, I'll ramble.
Okay, well, that's why I say everybody keep trying, because the number and the Skype and everything like that hangs up on you after about 20 rings, I think it is, or something like that. So yeah, keep trying, because I can only answer one at a time. But I'll get to you guys. In fact, I don't see how ABL does it sometimes. He seems to be able to pick out of a whole long list of them, which, by the way, I got on his show last night.
Oh, right on. Congratulations.
I did get on his show last night. Go ahead.
Talked about what?
We talked about the transgender sport thing again, which actually now I'm actually happy to see and say that people are starting to stand up against this, especially this new swimmer person that had a 38-second lead on the rest of them. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't.
Meme in real life.
Yep. All right. Listen, I appreciate you calling. I got another call coming in. Let me take this one. I got to try and get everybody a chance.
All right. Bye, Lauren.
Thank you. Bye. All right. Shout out to the caller. Wade, are you there?
What's up, Laura? How you doing this evening?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm still dragging butt. I had a big day the other day, and it kind of wore me out. But I got a new lawnmower out of the deal.
Yeah, that works.
Anyway, I just, yeah, no doubt. I just wanted to inject something before you got off the Ghislaine Maxwell bit.
Oh, you guys can call in and talk about anything anytime. It's no problem. Go ahead.
I don't know if you've seen what I typed in chat, but here's what I think is what's going on. I think they have a body double acting as Maxine. And I got to meet the website. There we go. That's better. I still say it's a body double. I think she got away. And I think this whole trial is nothing but a cart and pony show to pacify media and help this go away. She's an scapegoat.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why I say they sealed the records. No matter who she is, or what her mission in life is, or whatever like that, she's taken it for all of them. I mean, just the fact that they sealed the records right afterwards tells you that.
Yeah, I don't even think that's the one that they're holding. I don't think that's the original Ghislaine Maxwell. If you take a good close look at a recent picture of her from prior to her being incarcerated and an older video with Epstein, it doesn't look like the same person. But that's just my opinion.
Well, these people with all this money, they get lots of plastic surgery and shit too. So, There's no telling. There's no telling anymore.
Not to mention the adrenochromes.
Is there anybody outside of that realm that actually knows anything about that? Or
Ask Alex Jones.
Alex Jones? Okay.
Yeah, here's the sad thing. He was on that island.
Was he?
Openly admits it.
Huh.
He snuck on the bitch.
Oh, gotcha. I was wondering about that part.
Yeah. No, he has explicit details on what they were doing and all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah, well, Jones has always been an investigative reporter, so he infiltrated quite a few places that these elites are supposedly this exclusive stuff. And I don't see, I see why they hate him, because he literally has exposed a lot of their debauchery, if you will. That's one of the things that bothers me about a lot of these people, is the fact that they have so much money and so much clout that they think they're totally untouchable. They can just do anything to anyone.
Yeah. Alex has the reputation I used to have, which was a crazy conspiracy theory pusher, lazy reporter, yada, 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 until things started to come true that each of us had been talking about, whether it be 6 months, a year, 5 years, 7 years down the road. He's been proven more accurate than CNN has its entire career.
Well, yeah, that's because of the fact that he doesn't get his news from the AP, and he doesn't parrot 10,000 other people.
That he's a shock jock, which they can't stand, because they know they cannot control someone with the mentality of being a shock jock.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not talking. I'm not talking like Howard Stern shock.
Well, I was
jock.
going to say
I'm
they ended up
talking-
reining in Howard Stern pretty good.
Yeah, they did.
Although he was,
But he deserves
Put
it.
it this way: after Fart Man or Butt Man or whatever the hell it was, I stopped watching him. That was not.
Wasn't that?
You know.
Wasn't that part, man?
Yeah, Fart Man, I believe. After Fart Man, I lost all respect for him whatsoever. I stopped watching him. I stopped listening, because he had a cable show at that time too that was really funny. But yeah, I stopped everything after he did Fart Man. I thought, geez, really? I actually literally think that ruined his career. I really do.
Well, there's a few things that were going on at that time as well that did not portray well for him, and a lot of it got covered up.
No, it doesn't
Some
surprise
people
me.
are
So
saying-
that's okay. So now you know why he's one of their shills.
Yeah, he's basically under the gun. They've got something on him now, and that's that. It's like Dean Schneider. Dean Schneider used to be all about against the machine, and they got something on him, and I believe it's with pedophile shit. And now he is totally golden for the left side.
They'll eat him too.
Oh, eventually, you
Good
bet they
riddance.
will. Well,
As far as I'm
they
concerned-
always eat their own.
As far as I'm concerned, they can have him. They can
Yeah,
have
like
him.
Art Bell. You damn right, Coke. Coke hit that one right on the head. He's blowing up chat.
Yeah.
He's posting receipts of everything I'm talking about too.
Oh, yeah. He says he agrees with me on the fact that he was done with Stern after Fart Man. It just didn't appeal to me anymore. It was like, man, he had all of these things he was doing and everything like that. He had to get. It just didn't sit well with me at all. And of course, not to mention the fact that after one look at his ass, I was like, yeah, no, thanks, but no thanks.
Okay, and just one more thing to kind of wrap up as a reminder. Everybody out there needs to know I have a copy of that list with all of the Rothschilds on it that were thrown out by the judge in the Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah, I've got a copy of that paper. I know who they were. I want to see them all hang.
Where can we find that, or are you sending that to people one by one, or what?
There was a website that was offering it, and I have it or had it in Discord somewhere. I can always put it up in Discord, and people can download it there if they want.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Put your link in the in the chat for that if you guys want to check out the names. What did you say this was, the names for who now?
The names for all the people that were involved in the whole case with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Is that like the people that were on the plane and stuff, or?
Yeah, this is a list of people that were on the island.
Okay.
Okay, and you'd be surprised how many of them are Rothschilds.
No, I wouldn't. It's like I said before. These people think that they got so much money and power and clout. They think they're untouchable. The truth always comes out, though. It just depends on what we do about it now.
Right? I'm kind of looking in my bookmarks here real quick while we're talking about it. Undisputed facts. This is a copy of the Black Book.
Right.
That we have.
That was actually public record too. Is it not anymore?
I'm not sure, but I'm getting ready to throw the link in chat for everyone to go take a look at.
Okay, this is Wage War, guys. That's WAGE_WARR on Odysee. He does live shows too, but a lot of his is DJing. He'll take your requests. He also does. He also streams movies of your request. By the way, did you get that new site, or that site that I gave you on Odysee? That guy puts on some pretty good movies.
Yeah, I've got it. I haven't had time to check it out, but now everybody understand one thing. I am posting this for information. I am not requesting any action. You have to be extremely careful when you're handling this type of information because their entire address is not blocked out.
Yeah, no doxing.
Y'all know what to do. Just don't dox anybody and don't do any call to action. Okay, you'll end up getting Laura in trouble.
Yeah, no doxing. I don't advocate any of that stuff. Like I say, what can we do anyway? We're supposed to let the law handle any of this shit anyways. But it is our right to know these things.
Yeah, well, if things keep going the way they're going, they're gonna have their day in the gallows.
Sure. Sure, and we get to sit back and watch.
Yeah, no doubt. Anyway, that was the main reason why I wanted to come on, because I wanted to bring up, of course, the Black Book and bring up just the idea that people need to really take a look at the person they are saying is Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, in that case also, too, not only do we get to sit back and watch, but at the same time, we will also know why they're doing what they're doing, based on what the information that we know. But again, no doxing. I won't stand for anybody bullying or doxing or messing with other people or messing with their livelihoods. That's none of your business. If you do it, you're the bad person.
Exactly. But I think it's extremely important that that exact information in full, unblacked out, needs to be circulated so that they know, we know.
Yeah, well, that's why I say not only do we get to sit back when the truth finally comes out, but we'll know why what's being done is done to them because of that, because we'll know the truth.
Yep.
So
Makes
that's a
it
good
easier
thing.
for us to do our work.
That's a good thing. All right,
Yep.
everybody. I see bunches of people on here. That I got 5 people on YouTube. Woohoo! That's you. I've doubled my people watching me on YouTube. That's great.
Shoot, I haven't even hopped over there yet.
That's
I'm still
great.
on Odyssey.
I can't tell how many people are on Odyssey. Maybe somebody can tell me because I don't see it here.
I'm showing 6.
Okay, that's about normal.
You have 7 likes. Okay, well, let me give you an idea about these numbers. My stream, as you know, has been around for a little while now. And on average, I'm usually at around 18 to 27 viewers on at any given time. That does not mean I've only been seen by 18 or 27 people. When the stream's done, I go back and I check the analytics, and on average, I get about 620 to 700 views a stream.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, now it says 5. I agree with you guys. When I read it, it said 6. But, yeah, the numbers here on Odyssey really aren't an accurate idea of how popular your stream is actually going, unless if you get them to stay there and not go anywhere.
Yeah, well, like I say, I do an hour and a half to 2 hour stream each time, and I know that people pop in and out because everybody's got the attention span of a sand flea these days, or lots of people do. But there's also a lot of people. I've noticed that Loyal 9 has decided to take this time slot now too.
Oh, really? L9's on right now?
Yeah. From what I can tell.
I should go over there and fish for you.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Even if they just keep coming back and forth, that'd be great. We need to, I was going to say, the phone lines are open. If you guys keep calling, just try to keep calling in. Right now, I haven't had anybody call in, or else you guys know I'll hang up on Wade. He doesn't mind.
Oh, hell yeah. In a heartbeat. Please, somebody call in.
Of course, the number is 409 877 1243, or you can Skype me, ldghwih at gmail.com. You can also follow me. I've got all my links below here. Click on some of them, will you? In fact, I'm mostly on Gab. I'm mostly on Odysee, YouTube. Sometimes I'm on Facebook. I think I change Facebook once every 2 or 3 weeks. The one that actually goes... Well, let's say, pretty much Rumble does everything on my Facebook that I really need them to do, so I don't go there very often unless I get a notification that someone's actually DM me or something. So
the only thing I use Facebook for is because I have a few friends that are not computer tech savvy, and it's one of the easiest ways I can get a hold of them.
Okay, here comes another call. I'm gonna say goodbye. Cool. Thanks for calling, Wade.
See ya.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. Hey, it's 451.
451 actual. Are you full?
Hey, what's going on?
Are you full yet?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good now. Yeah, sorry.
I saw on there that you were putting groceries down your neck. I haven't heard that phrase since Smokey and the Bandit.
I'll tell you, I had a drill sergeant when I was in basic training use that phrase a lot. You better shove that food down your neck, privates. And it just kind of stuck with me ever since. So.
Yeah, well, as I say,
but,
that stuck with me too. Jerry Reed said that in the Smokey and the Bandit. He said, "I'm gonna go put some groceries down my neck." So that's probably where
Yeah,
he got
yeah.
it from. I betcha.
Probably. Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway, I wanted to call because something awesome happened today with the whole Let's Go Brandon. Or are you tracking that?
I haven't heard anything about it.
Okay, so, well, if you recall, I'm not sure if you saw it or not, but a few days ago, Brandon Brown, the NASCAR driver that was kind of caught up in the whole phrase, because he won in that race in Talladega and the crowd was screaming, fuck Joe Biden, obviously. And then, she
that was
tried to
pretty
cover
funny.
with Let's Go Brandon.
At least that chick
Right,
could
okay.
think on her feet.
Right, yeah.
I bet it kept her from getting fired, too.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right. And so anyway, he was saying the other day he was having a hard time picking up sponsors because obviously cancel culture is what it is. So just because he's associated with the whole thing, nobody wants to be attached to him. Well, just so happens that there is a cryptocurrency called LGB, which is Let's Go Brandon coin. And they have officially sponsored Brandon Brown's NASCAR. So there now is a Let's Go Brandon car in NASCAR.
Ah, right on.
Yeah, so the guy that was associated, the driver that was caught up in the whole thing, now is driving the Let's Go Brandon car. So that's awesome.
You
So
think he'll get canceled?
it will live on. No, NASCAR approved it. I mean,
okay.
they've paid for a year, I think, at least. So Let's Go Brandon will live on in every NASCAR race that Brandon Brown races in now until Library Coin can't afford it anymore, I guess.
I'm actually curious because a lot of these corporations and these people actually cave to the Twitter mob, if you will, as far as that goes. And I'm sure there's
Right.
some reading going on right now about that.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a reason to watch NASCAR anyway. So I'm gonna tune in and watch a race. If it happens during my stream ever, I'll definitely live stream it. We can watch the Let's Go Brandon car race.
Yeah,
That's
that'll
gonna be
cool.
awesome.
It's too bad I'm not a kid anymore, man. We used to go to Talladega every year, and all the kids would be under the bleachers catching everybody's coins and change and pocket knives and stuff under the bleachers. It was cool.
Oh wow, yeah, that is cool. All right, yeah, I just wanted to call in and share that. I thought that was pretty funny. It's pretty epic. It's a meme that will never die, especially now that we've gotten Joe Biden to say, "Let's go, Brandon" himself. I think it's awesome.
Good, and it's not obscene. It can be said in front of children and babies and everything like that.
That's
and if people put it this way, if people get upset by it, they're gonna actually look like the nutty ones at this point.
Right, and
We
you
finally found
recall
something
what
to
we've
drive
seen
them
over.
crazy that everybody's gonna look at them sideways at now.
Yeah, I mean, look at the last 6 years with everything that they were saying about Trump. We had washed out actresses holding up a bloody version of his head in advertisements and F Trump and Trump this and dictator that, and not a single noise was made by these people. And we say, "Let's go, Brandon," and they lose their heads over it. I think it's hilarious.
Yep, it is.
So
I say,
anyway,
actually, the simpler it gets, and the thing about people like that is they're looking for a rise out of you. And if you just sit back and cross your arms and let them screech and moan and whatever it is around you while you're just standing there going, yeah, okay, whatever, they're gonna look like the idiots.
Right.
All right, that's
Awesome.
actually one of the best.
Thanks
ways Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, I was gonna say thanks for letting me call in. I don't want to take up too much time. You guys call in to this show. It's awesome. It's a fun time. Don't be scared. Call in and voice your opinion while you still can.
Yes,
it's super important.
That's one of the main reasons I do this. In fact, I was actually inspired by ABL, and he gave me kudos last night too. That's great talking to you.
Awesome.
Thanks for calling in, 451. Make sure you go check out his show.
Yeah, take care.
Next phone call.
Yes, thank you.
See you later. See you Saturday. All right, 630, you're live.
Well, hello, Laura. It's Hidden Angel.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How was your Christmas?
it was really, well, okay, it was kind of mixed up. So I was actually just getting ready to call you last week when I got a call from my sister saying that she and my niece tested positive for the oh my gosh.
Oh, goodness. I'm so
And,
sorry.
Yeah. Well, they went through it and they're feeling better now, but like it totally kind of like threatened to ruin Christmas entirely. So my husband and I we live in North Carolina now, but my family is in Illinois, so we travel to Illinois to go and see my dad still, and we arranged it so we could Zoom my sister's family in for Christmas and open presents that way because, not everybody in our family is about half and half vaccinated. Like all the libs are like triple and quadruple and, you know, decatuple vaxxed and all that shit. And then there's one Republican who is fully vaxxed, and then there's me and my middle sister who are more conservative, and we're not vaxxed and our husbands aren't. So, but it's weird because, you know, I know that my dad was exposed to my sister. Like me and my husband didn't get it. My middle sister didn't get it. So we don't even know. I mean, it's so random. It just seems so random how this keeps coming up. Like a lot of people are getting it. I'm trying to figure out if this is something I want to get, because if it's the oh my gosh, like, is it that big of a deal?
Well, according to everything I've read about it, it's like a cold. The biggest symptom they claimed that it has is a runny nose. In my case, I would think it was allergies or something.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, if you got like some sore throat or whatever, and the runny nose are probably causing the sore throat, and yeah, it's.
I'm curious though. How in the world did they know that it was oh my gosh? Because I've been reading that these tests they don't tell the difference. They've actually came up with 5 different variants, and 2 of them I'm still looking for the other 2 of them.
Oh well, I guess I just assumed because they got over it really quick. But I don't know for sure because I don't know if they even know how. I mean, how do they even know that there is a variant?
That's why I asked.
Yeah,
because everybody's asking that right now. And like I say, I've read in several places that there's 5 different variants now, and I don't even know 2 of them's name. And I can't find them anywhere.
Well,
so
the
heck are they talking about?
The alpha was the very first, when it all started. And then Delta was the one that they kept talking about earlier this year. And now they're talking about Omicron. Like I heard about a Gamma at some point, and that seemed to just blow right over. But Delta was really huge at the end of summer, I think. And
yeah,
then,
that's when my husband and I had
Omicron.
It. That's what they claimed
and I
we
think
had
Delta,
was the Delta. Yeah, but they never told us how they knew.
Delta is the worst.
Well, as I say, they never told us how they knew. They never
Right?
told us how they knew what it was, and I only remember being tested once.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's so confusing, like everybody's narrative, and then it's changing, and then suddenly the CDC is all like, oh, you got to get back to work, and Fauci's like, oh, we put everybody back to work, and they're just.
I think they wanted it to be confusing because of the fact that at that point, you keep here's my theory on that. You keep people confused enough, they're going to start asking you what to do. And of course, you know darn well they're going to be this fast in telling you, you need to do this, you need to do that. That's what they want.
Yeah.
So that's just my theory on why they confuse everybody so much. Not to mention the fact that we're dealing with bureaucrats. These guys never do anything that makes any sense whatsoever. It's always about their little power struggles and power grabs and all of that. If you've ever been to the Social Security office or even the DMV, those people, those bureaucrats literally act like they have power over everybody. You can tell just by the way they treat people or the way that they act and the things that they make you do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. In fact, I've had several. I've been married several times, and I've had to go to the Social Security office to change my name several times. And all but one of those bureaucrats that I ever dealt with seemed like they were looking down their nose at me. And the last one, when I changed my name this last time, she made me run through so many hoops it was ridiculous. But my judge that had done the divorce had already told me my name was mine. All I had to do was go in and change it back. But she made me get a court order and go through all kinds of rigmarole, even though she knew I had to go to another state to do it. But yeah, she's looking down.
So
I mean, just her body language and her demeanor, I could tell she was, I'm going to make this chick, do whatever, And she could.
Yeah. Well, it kind of reminds me of that guy who got denied for antibodies or whatever. I think that was in Texas, where the woman said, well, because you're white and you're young, you can't get them. And he's like, so you're denying them to me because of the color of my skin. And
oh, yeah, that one. Well, and he's got that on tape. He actually could sue the absolute ever-living you-know-what out of them for that. In fact, there was a young man that just won $10 million against his company because they fired him because they ended up hiring 3 women of color to replace him.
Oh, I think I heard about that.
Yeah, he won $10 million. That was a racially discrimination case, and he had been told, literally, that they were having to get rid of him to make room for more diversity.
That's crazy.
That part is, but I'm sure glad he won that suit. He set a precedent. People need to start paying attention to that, though, because that's happening to lots of people. And like I say, that guy, it's all over the internet. He's got receipts.
He's what?
He's got receipts. The guy that you were talking about that didn't get the medical because he was white, a young white man.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. What state did you get divorced in the time that you're talking about?
Louisiana.
Okay.
But I went to change my name when I moved to Texas.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a federal thing. It shouldn't matter what state I'm in.
It's true. I mean, when I got divorced in Illinois, and they actually wrote into my divorce papers that I was free to resume my maiden name.
Right.
So I had that already.
Mine too.
Was that in yours?
Yep.
You're kidding. And she made you go... Yep. Bullshit. That sucks.
So I say, this is what happens when you deal with bureaucrats. They will make you do things that make absolutely no sense, and if you don't do them, you don't get what you need to get from the government. It's crazy.
Oh my heavens.
So yeah, that's why I try to deal with them as little as possible, and I don't ever believe what any of them say, especially the higher up they get.
Yeah. I was thinking about going to watch Brandon Tatum, but I'm kind of pissed off at the video he just put out.
Oh, which one? He puts out 2 or 3 a day, doesn't he?
Oh, well, I don't remember what day this was, but he's all crying and stuff because he says that Trump is pushing the juice.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I watched.
He says,
I don't think
I don't know
watched
if I can vote for him.
Yeah, I don't think I watched
Yeah,
that one. The
I
thing
don't
about it
know.
is he's not really pushing the juice. He's proud of his accomplishment because
No,
he
he's
actually
not.
got these people to do this in a very short amount of time. Like I say, he was dealing with bureaucrats. Bureaucrats usually drag their feet. In fact, if there's one missing in a succession of things, people will pile files on their desk and they'll get buried. You won't ever see them again. You know, that kind of thing.
Yep.
So, but he's proud
Yep.
of his accomplishment. The FDA or whoever it is telling him that they saved a whole bunch of lives. I'm pretty sure he's not really keeping track of what we're keeping track of as far as that goes. But like I say, that was one of his accomplishments. I don't think he's going to actually run on that. But also, too, he said that there's no way I would ever make anyone take those vaccines. I made them available to people if they thought it would help them. And for the vulnerable, he says, but I would never mandate it. He says this craziness with Biden even saying that the federal government can't do anything, but he's going to anyway. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, I was gonna say I didn't consider him pushing the juice because you're talking about the interview with Candace Owens, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't consider him really pushing it. It sounded to me like he's proud of an accomplishment that he did because with all the opposition, he had with anything that he did, he should be proud of because he had to, he evidently had to jump through some major hoops to get some of that stuff done. But I also noticed that unlike the current administration, he had to reach across the aisle quite often and worked with the Democrats quite often. Otherwise, there wouldn't be some of the things that they got done. There just wouldn't have been no way. Like the HBCUs, almost all of those folks are Democrats. The opportunity zones, a lot where he put those, almost all of those folks are Democrats. The money for the wall, Nancy Pelosi herself pretty much had to approve that.
Yeah, and if they didn't,
so
they would. Well, the wall is a different story, but the HBCUs, if they didn't get on board with that, then it would be easy to see through them. He always set them up for stuff. Either you vote on this and you appear to agree with me, or you don't vote on this and you look bad to your constituents.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at what one of the first things that this administration did with the HBCUs. Took all that money right back away from them. So, Devin says that I keep buffering. I am so sorry about that. I live out in the boondocks. They're working on the what is that? The fiber optic back here, but they haven't quite gotten it back here yet. I have terrible bandwidth. I'm doing the best that I can. It's actually one of the reasons why I'm going to try and do an exclusive on Rumble on New Year's Day. See if I can make it go a little bit faster for just one feed, because I'm actually doing two feeds at the same time here. I actually, believe it or not, found a plugin for my OBS that actually allows me to play as many feeds from it as possible, and you can they all sync up. It's actually kind of neat, but it's a kind of a bootleg program too. I'm not put it this way, I had to go through a couple of hoops with my Windows to actually install it. It kept warning me about stuff. So, but it hasn't crashed anything or hasn't messed with anything, and it seems to be doing okay. I'm having to split my already low bandwidth between two live feeds here, so they both buffer like heck. So I'm sorry about that. I appreciate your patience with me on that though too. And like I say, you have AT&T to blame for that.
What's an OBS?
That is the program I use in order to broadcast this live to you guys. That's the thing that I've got all of my all of my goodies in, all of the graphics and everything that you're seeing and all the stuff it's a broadcasting program.
Okay.
That's how you can see me on there.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that you're not just, doing a selfie off your phone. And
No.
broadcasting that way, the way we used to with Facebook Live.
Yeah, actually, I don't usually do live broadcasts. I do a live broadcast usually from my phone, only if I'm doing IRL music shows, and that's only if I've got permission from the place I'm playing at.
What do you play?
I'm actually a vocalist. My husband plays guitar. We have a little duo that we go around and play for people, pretty much like classic rock and 80s dance stuff. You know, just entertainment, like almost kind of like a live jukebox.
Is this the first time you've been married to a musician?
Yes.
That's cool. I'm married to, my husband and I are musicians also, but like my first husband was not, and his first wife was not, so they didn't get it.
Yeah, my first husband was not. In fact, before I even started playing the band, he tried to make me quit. I was like, so, but that's actually, I don't think that's what ended up breaking us up. The thing that ended up breaking us up was realizing everything was going wrong after Katrina. Katrina was one of those tumultuous things that flipped everybody's life upside down.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it's the type of thing that can make you either grow closer or grow farther apart.
It sure is, but actually I got with my current husband in at the end of the same whirlwind, so I think it was meant to be. That kind of thing actually does put people in their place that where they're supposed to be. Because I couldn't be happier, and we've been together now for 16 years, and we can't even imagine life without each other.
Well, that's wonderful.
I think we make an incredible team. He's got a pretty good voice too. So, if you guys want to hear. If you're actually interested in checking out some of our music and stuff like that, I'm also here on YouTube. I think just Laura DeGoddess. It's DAGODDES instead of D apostrophe. I had to make it more professional.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, I was gonna say I also made it different
Yeah,
too because a lot of my music fans aren't interested in the politics and the commentary, and a lot of my commentary fans and everything like that aren't interested in my music, so I try to keep the two separate.
Yeah. Well, do you think a lot of your fans, do you think they would agree with you or no?
I don't know. I usually, when it comes to the music part, I don't usually get very political. It doesn't really matter. Music to me has always been the great uniter. So I don't even usually go there. Even when people come to me and try and go there, it's just not one of the parts of that job. So I don't bother with it. Even if I'm doing something for a political party, I'm there to get paid. I'm playing music. I'm not there to endorse anybody or anything.
Yeah, I have to be about the worst conservative. Like I would hesitate to do something for somebody who I disagree with. I mean, not because I feel principled or better than them or anything. It would just, I don't know. I guess that's a confession.
Yeah. See, now I don't have a problem with people that I disagree with, unless they treat me poorly.
I hope in the new year to become more like that.
Yeah, you can disagree with me all you want, but the minute you start treating me badly, I'm gone.
Well said.
Well, you got to be that way. Pretty much got to be that way. I mean, I got a job. In fact, I got a lot of people that, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? It's like, oh man, I got a business to run. I'm not really paying attention to any of those people, even though I am. But like I say, usually politics and music and partying and everything, that doesn't really mix real well. So I try to avoid it when we're doing music. Like I say, music to me and music to us is the great uniter. The rest of it doesn't matter.
But so much of music is political, though. I mean, like Jimi Hendrix's Star Spangled Banner, or Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA, even if he's wrong. And anything coming out like in the early 70s, having to do with the Kent State or the Chicago Democratic National Convention, things like that. A lot of that was political, and I used to be so into that stuff, and I used to be like, yeah, they suck for doing that. And now I'm like, I guess I grew up. And, I kind of look back, and I wasn't maybe alive for those events to happen, but I kind of see where, you would want to put an end to a riot near, a convention center pretty quick before it gets out of hand. I mean, look at the riots that we have now, and nobody wants to do anything about it.
Well, that's not entirely true, but the people that are actually in charge of those areas won't allow anyone to help.
Yeah.
Not to mention, on top of that, they turn around and blame the other side that can't do anything or that they wouldn't allow to help in the first place. So...
Yeah, like you were talking about earlier with Lightfoot and Trump.
It comes back on him. It really does. In fact, like I say, the same thing with Lightfoot. She's now begging the feds to help her.
Yeah, it just makes me sick.
Well...
All right.
Like I say, the only thing we can do is keep getting our voices out there and keep talking about these people and keep opening other people's eyes. Sometimes it only just takes a seed. This person might disagree with you on everything else, but if they get one little seed in there and it starts to sprout and they start saying, this person isn't such an idiot after all. It's happening a lot.
Yeah.
But we can't back down now.
You're right. Nope. No. Oh, no.
If for no other reason, we have rights also. And people aren't just going to give them to you. You're going to have to take them.
Yeah, we're still human.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you next week.
Okay. Well, don't forget, I'm going to be doing, if you can make it about 4 p.m. Central Time, I will be doing an exclusive live show on Odysee. Since my New Year's Eve gig got canceled, I won't be sleeping. So start the new year. Nice. Let's start the new year out with a bang, and maybe I don't know. Like I say, I'm going to be running by the seat of my pants. Let's just have some fun.
Sounds like fun.
Alrighty, make sure everybody shares this. Hit the like button, hit the fire button. Appreciate you calling.
Thanks, Laura. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too. The lines are open, everybody. Keep calling in. I'll be here for at least another 30 minutes. If you guys want to call in, that's cool. Appreciate all the callers out there. I hope you guys are actually going to have yourselves a wonderful new year. If you got plans for something, even if it's staying home, that's okay too. It's okay to be an introvert. I'm one of those types of people that's actually both. I can either get along in a crowd, although I'm not real crazy about crowds, but when I want to be alone, I become an introvert. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to talk about anything. Just let me read. Just let me garden. Just let me enjoy my outdoors, something like that. Be alone. In fact, my husband always knows when to leave me alone. I become that. I'm just one of those types of people that can do both. But when I want to be left alone, I want to be left alone. I am one of those types that when I do get social, if you will, for a little while, it does wear me out. The next day, I'm kind of like, yeah, just, let me read, or let me just, make something, or just kick back, sleep, things like that. Let's see, here on Facebook, Hallie says, Trump said he's pro-vax but anti-mandate. Yes, exactly. Of course he's pro-vax. Like I say, he's the one that got that thing started. He's the one that pushed the FDA, and he's the one that pushed all of these companies to get it out there, to work on it, to, don't drag your feet on it and all of that. So, that was actually a vaccine such as what he's talking about and what they've done and the way that they've done and everything like that, to have happened that fast is quite the accomplishment, especially since we actually do have the technology to be doing that stuff. A lot of times these places will drag their feet on this stuff because it makes them more money. And of course they also somehow or another were able to get out of being responsible if anything went wrong with this very fast-tracked thing that they're doing. And and of course they're now finding out, I read a thing about that they had done some tests up in Canada with it, or no, not they didn't do the tests. They actually studied some of the studies that came out of Pfizer with regard to the testing that had to do with this, and they were finding out that they missed a couple of people, a couple of types of people that they should have been testing on, that they never did test on, and just gave them the vaccines. One of which was pregnant women, mentally disabled people, and things like that. So their test subjects were not as diverse as they needed them to be testing on as many types of people out there. And they're finding that also, too, that a lot of the adverse effects were buried in some appendices somewhere in all of these studies that they had done. And they weren't, outwardly being forthright with what actually was happening with these testing and everything like that. So, personally, I don't think Trump knows that. In fact, he did that video with Candace Owens a couple of days before this report that I saw came out. In fact, this report that came out got the doctor that discovered the mRNA technology, I think it was, or that developed it, or that came up with that technology, which is actually not the vaccine, it's actually the delivery system. But he got deleted off of Twitter for sharing this very thorough, as far as I could tell, I read through most of it, a very thorough report on the testing that they did for these things. So it's actually kind of scary. They're always, you got the mainstream media talking to people and telling people, making fun of people, say, oh, you just don't know what's in there. You don't know what's in your hot dogs. You don't know what's in. A lot of people do know that stuff. You have to, the law states, unless they've changed the law or unless they're not following the law, that these food companies and everything like that literally have to list this stuff on their ingredients. Things like that. But just people, I think, have become really trusting when it comes to this stuff. So, let's see. CCR was political too. Well, now CCR was a band supposedly during the Vietnam War. And of course, we know all the protests and all of the problems and all of the things that happened around the Vietnam War. In fact, I believe that I was very, 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 very young at the time, but the things that I've studied on it, of course, I've been a volunteer for some of the POWMIA clubs around, motorcycle clubs and things like that. We've done charity concerts for a lot of these guys and everything like that, and they've told me that when they came home, they were demoralized before they came home because of the way that they were doing in the United States, all the protests and everything like that in the United States. But there was a lot of people, because of the media and because of the way that they had done these things and they had humanized some of our enemies at the time, there was a lot of soldiers that came home that these people, these protesters came, they got spat on and beat up. They don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. This is actually some of the stuff that actually gave some of these guys the PTSD that they have. They went out in the jungles and fought for us and everything like that, and when they came home, rather than getting a hero's welcome, they got spat on and beat the shit out of for basically doing their duty and protecting these people in the first place, or that's the general idea of the military as far as that goes. I can't even begin to imagine being treated that badly after being treated that badly, especially some of the POWs and people like that. So it was horrible. And that's actually another thing I kind of want to touch on as far as that goes too. You know, a lot of people, you hear Tim Pool talking about it, and you hear now some of these headlines and things like that talking about a potential civil war. But then you hear other people talking about the fact that the states should divorce. Isn't that what caused the first Civil War? The states wanted to split. So, and let me tell you, these people that think that this is going to be like Call of Duty or something like that, that's all phony shit. That's all video stuff. In fact, if you get shot, you ain't getting back up. Not to get up. You don't get regenerated and all that and get back up and start running around and everything else. All right, we got a little phone call coming in. My tongue was getting tired anyway. All right, 718, you are live.
Hi, Laura. Hi, it's Hallie.
Hallie!
Hi, how you doing? Hi, Calvary.
Regular caller, Hallie,
you see,
shout out.
Yeah, I'm calling from Brooklyn, New York. I live in Brooklyn. I'm at work right now, so I get it. I get interruptions. I'm sorry. I work late Thursday night. I was surprised I got to be in today because I was in quarantine the past 2 days. My roommate has COVID. So,
oh no! Are they all right?
I went and got tested. No. Yeah, I'm okay. I got tested. It's negative. But she was kind of frustrated. She said she's already been vaccinated. Why is she being, and she's built like an Amazon. We can't figure it out. I think you were saying, it's just, or whoever spoke to you, that seems to, I don't know, it's kind of random with the virus, with the people that it picks. You just don't know. But I'm just hoping that I'm just hoping that I'll stay negative. I wanted to ask. I may have missed a few things, as I said, I had to go run back and forth. But we were talking about the Maxwell. What happened with her, the Ghislaine. Do you think that her? Do you think you know about Elizabeth Holmes, one around Theranos, that she kind of frauded people. Is that blood testing company? I think there's still her trial's going on right now. Do you think that the outcome of the Ghislaine Maxwell, do you think that's going to affect people's, I guess, do you think it would affect the verdict on her? Because I know that she was playing a similar victim game, that I think she had a boyfriend or something that, a boyfriend that said abused her or tried to persuade her to do illegal things. So I think that with Maxwell also they were playing the gender card, which obviously failed. And I'm glad, because I'm seeing this pushback now. So do you think that might happen to her as well, or are you familiar with that case?
No, actually, I'm not. What was the name again?
Holmes?
What was the name again?
Elizabeth Holmes. She was an attractive woman. She's kind of weird looking. I think her eyes. I think she was a psychopath, but she was touted as the female Steve Jobs. I think that Silicon Valley was so desperate to get a woman, have a prominent woman on, that to show off any feminist credentials. But she turned out to be a conniver, a fraud. She boasted that this Theranos was this blood testing company. You take a few pricks of the blood, and they can determine if you have certain diseases. I may be fudging on that, the details. I don't know everything. But she is, she was being held guilty of, she's being tried for fraud. I mean, if she is declared guilty, I mean, she will probably spend a considerable amount of time in jail, just like Maxwell. She's much younger though. But I was just thinking, these psychopathic women. I mean, not that I can diagnose her, but I I think that Maxwell was probably in the same league, so to speak. So I'm just kind of wondering if there's a general pushback now. I don't know the predictions for 22, but do you kind of go? I mean, do you see a turning of a tide? I mean, public opinions. I am so fed up with either these sick women or just silly women. Do you see that trend happening or anything like that?
Yeah, somewhat. I'm seeing a little bit of a trend happening where it's almost, it's kind of in a kind of sort of way, it's almost like as if, now you know that 2022 is an election year, and the other side has realized that the just allowing people to break the law willy-nilly is not really working for them. So I get the feeling that some of this we're seeing more of this and more people being held accountable because they want people to vote for them. And so far, they've let everything go crazy, and now they're starting to rein people in. But they're still not doing it. I don't think they're doing it the right way. Like I say, this Ghislaine Maxwell thing, she's going to take the fall for all of these people that they dealt with.
Well, I mean, they may have had a lot of prominent clients here. I mean, I'm sure they were lined up out the door, these men, but it still falls on her. This is the thing that, whether or not she's the fall guy, fall girl, whatever the expression, she still is responsible for it. I mean, no one put a gun to her head and start pimping for her for this sleaze bag. So it still devolves on her. I'm sure a lot of people will get away. Well, I don't know what if she threatened to reveal names? Would it as a form of plea bargaining? She's still going to end up, I think she's still going to end up at the bottom of the river. I mean, I don't know. I guess she's, So are they trying to get hold of the file? Are they trying to get the names? I haven't kept up to date on everything. I just found it so sickening. All those details about her luring girls and everything, but I don't know if at some point they're going to try to get hold of those names. But it still devolves on her in the long run, though. She's just basically, I guess, a spoiled brat, which I think Holmes is. So I think it's just these. I'm so sick of hearing about them, reading about them in the media, but it seems like they're the ones who've taken over the cultural climate of all this woke policies and this and that. So there has been, I'm seeing a pushback, but I'm hoping that to see, more this coming year. I mean, this past year has just been unbelievably miserable. These depressing, dumb, they're just, I don't know, mentally ill, mentally disabled. And they're running they're in office, or they're, like I said, running the cultural climate. And I don't know if people are, if everyone else is just sick of them. So I, wondered, maybe this is a ray of hope. The Maxwell case. I hope that Holmes gets a fair trial and all that. But I don't think people are impressed anymore with just because somebody's a woman. I don't think you can play that card. Or you were talking earlier about that guy that sued, because they replaced him with 3 black women. I thought good for him. I'm all for advancing people, putting people in seeing more opportunities, but not at the expense of somebody who was competent and no other reason to let him go, other than other than he's a white male. There seems to be this open season.
Well, racism is racism, no matter who it's going against. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was going to mention earlier, there was a follow-up. Remember last week we got on the subject of public denunciations, which is another depressing trend, the public, denigration of institutions. There was that Mormon guy that left the church, that he gave money to the LGBT, and then was going out telling everyone how dangerous Mormon church is to, human progress. Well, I just read in this week a lot of churches, Catholic churches, are being defaced right now, vandalized. And I'm not Catholic, I'm not even Christian, but I'm saying they were discussing this whole anti-clerical trend. I don't know if it's so much anti-religious, but any kind of religious authority. So I think it's in a similar vein, because I know the Catholic Church feels the same about with the Mormons. They're on the same page as far as, both homosexuality or certain, gender roles. The same with the Orthodox Judaism, which I happen to be. I know it's going to show up at our doorstep, and it already has. So I'm just wondering if that's I don't say a disturbing trend. To me, I'm not Madame Olga with the crystal ball, but I'm just wondering what kind of predictions you might envision. Some good, some bad. For this coming year. Do you see more of this? Anti-religious, anti-establishment violence.
Being that this is an election year, midterm election year, and being that we've been struggling between I guess you could say the left and the right. I don't even think it's left and right anymore. I think it's the Marxists against the patriots, if you will, as far as that goes. This is going to be a brutal year. You're going to have to brace yourself, because the ones the leftists,
there will be blood.
Well, I don't know so much about blood, maybe political blood, but what I'm seeing is that side knows that they're losing, and they're going to do anything and everything and say anything and do anything to remain in that power. I'm just. There's going to be, put it this way, there's not going to be any stopping them. They're not going to stop. They're not going to just say, oh, well, we lost and everything. So we can't, give up on that either.
Yeah. I get the sense, I get that sense they're fighting for their lives. Now, granted, I could be living in was in a echo chamber or something. Maybe it is, I'm not saying whether the media exaggerates it. Maybe, everyone around. Well, I can't say everyone around me is conservative. I work with. I see that there's a spectrum. People are in certain areas people are liberal, but I think, like you're saying, it's like this extremism that's trying to take over, especially the left. I think they've suffered recent humiliations.
I think people are
bombing at the box office.
I think people are getting tired of paying for unreal expectations. People want to live in their. They have bills to pay. They have kids to take care of. They have mouths to feed. They have houses to take care of. They got jobs to take care of. All that other stuff is extraneous stuff that's being made by people that don't contribute to society in many ways.
Exactly.
They usually are the takers. And they're so bored they have to come up with problems.
Yeah. I know. And the people simply, I could say, don't fit in anywhere. Look, I know what it's like to be, left out, left behind. But at some point, I said life is a compromise, and you learn to get along or adjust in certain situations. It's not going to all be sunshine and lollipops, and not everybody's going to be either friendly or accommodating. You either live somewhere else or work in an environment that's more suitable. It's even thinking, the kids that are complaining, college is racist, homophobic. Find an environment that seems to suit you better. I don't know. People are tired. I think the rest of us, we're just trying to get on with our lives,
doing that kind of
trying
thing.
to work it.
It makes that kind of thing actually makes sense to you and I, because we're self-sufficient. We think for ourselves. But a lot of those kids do that because they don't have their own anything. In fact, Steven Crowder said this. A lot of this stuff that they're spewing isn't even their own opinions. They're parroting their professors and the people that they look up to. They're parroting these people. A lot of this isn't even their own opinions.
I don't know if you saw there was that clip, those two girls from ASU that that were complaining about those two boys, two young men. There was they were sitting in the student. They were saying it's a safe space.
Yes, I saw that they were being.
I don't know. Yeah. And you saw them complaining. They sounded. I swear. I mean, I couldn't believe they were in college. They sounded like a couple of seventh graders, and I'm not joking. I was going, this is the caliber that something is seriously wrong.
The one young lady with the nose piercing. I was like, she's in college.
Yeah.
She could barely read.
Exactly, and you could tell that somebody was feeding them lines. It's like put a dime in them, and they'll start chanting the slogans. So but I'm just saying that I'm hoping for some kind of turnaround this year, and people will be waking up. It's definitely remains to be seen. I mean, here in New York, New York City, where I work and live, I'm not seeing that much holiday spirit. I think people are just, bye. So they're. I think they're just sensing everyone's telling me, even liberal friends, everything's crazy. So maybe there will be this. That's colossal. That's enough.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of the people that
Sorry, I interrupted you.
I've been seeing a lot of the people that actually have had that spirit and everything like that. They've all left. They're fleeing.
Yeah, they're fleeing. Yeah, even the people living. I work among young women, and they used to be more liberal, and I think life experience basically. It's just. They're sheltered. They've been sheltered or fed with silly ideas. I think just the real world is enough of an eye opener, and I do hope to see more of that. I hope that I don't have to learn things the hard way. Yeah. Anyway,
I think everybody does that.
Here, so I better get back. Yeah. So anyway, I wish you a happy New Year, and just let's hope and pray for a very nice nice 22.
Yeah, well, one of the things that shows me that this is being turned around and everything like that is folks like you that are calling into the talk show and getting your voices out there, because that's actually the way that it does. That's the way it works. The turnaround.
It really is. It's a grassroots.
Yeah, even Wage War just said on here, the turnaround won't happen without our help, and it starts with us. And I think this is part of it. So, yes, I shout out to you. I do appreciate you calling me. You're one of my regular loyal callers, and I absolutely appreciate that.
Thanks. I hope you get more and more. Okay.
I certainly will.
All right. So I may... next week I have to go to a wedding, so I may not be able to call in. So I wish you a good week. And
well, what is it they say? Mazel tov.
A good year.
Is that what they say? Mazel tov.
Yeah.
Very
Mazel
cool.
tov. Yeah. Okay. All right. So be well. Okay.
Well,
bye.
Happy New Year to
Bye.
you. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Bye.
All right, another great caller. She's one of my regulars. In fact, I'm still feeling extremely encouraged about this call-in talk show. I'm not quite as popular as everyone else yet, but I'll get there someday. I plan on continuing to do this unless, of course, the man upstairs has different plans for me. If you like, I'll take one more call. If not, I will be here for about another 5 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. I really enjoyed doing this. It's a lot of fun talking to everybody. It's actually wonderful, too, for me. I enjoy this also, too. And another reason why I did this is because of the fact that Koof did actually take away my business. We used to play music 4 to 5 days a week. We would see different audiences, get to talk to different people. I actually missed the interaction in between humans. It was one of the things that kept me going, of course. And it was also one of the things that tired me out enough to rest when I needed to as well. So I told you I'm kind of both. But I do miss the human experience. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been with my family throughout this whole thing, but majority of my family does not follow or do the things that I do, not interested in the same things as I am. All right. Wade is on the line again. One more quick call. Wade!
Hey, hon, what's up? I just wanted to call in and say it's been a great show.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, the numbers will increase. You will get popular. It just takes time.
Oh yeah,
We
I'm not
just
going to
sat
quit
down,
anytime
figured
soon.
What?
I'm not going to quit anytime soon. In fact, ABL even told me, stay consistent, keep up the good work. Things will happen for you.
Well, you had a major victory tonight. You just haven't seen it yet.
I've had a major victory tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
MBB is staking the other half that you needed to get to 5 stars.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. Is that going
So you
to
will-
help with buffering and stuff, or?
Well, to be honest with you, that's gonna fall pretty much on you. We're gonna have to start working on generating LBCs for you for your channel, because now what you need to do is you need to start staking your stream. This I have actually proved this without a doubt. I have 600 LBCs staked on my live stream, and I move it every time I'm making a new stream. So I take the 600 off the stream I'm getting ready to throw out. I create a new stream and I put that 600 LBC on the new stream.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Usually when I actually do the post, I take all of the LBCs off of it and only put one because it won't let me put 0. And then the next one that
big round of applause for Laura. MBB says the boost just landed, which means it should be reading on her channel already. Congratulations, girl. You made it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Heartfelt appreciation there. I really want to make this a success, and I really enjoy people calling in, and I'm all for giving everybody the right to get their voices out there, and I know that not everybody can do the live feeds. They don't have time to do all the graphics and all the stuff that it takes to do this, so I'm pleased as punch to be able to help everybody out. And you were right. This is one of the only ways it's going to stop and make this stuff turn over like it should be.
That's it. We have to pass on information. The more we network, the more we grow, the more the Salty Army grows, and the more people get our message.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, without our viewers, we are nothing.
Agreed.
So
I couldn't do it. Put it this way, I wouldn't do it without anybody. If I didn't have anybody watching, what would be the point?
Yeah, so you could have a few videos up that an average Joe citizen might fall across in a search, and it might pop up as a recommended video. You know, I mean, that is no way to become a streamer.
Nah,
it just don't work.
Well,
like
I'm
my
trying
channel,
to be consistent. I'm a human being, but I'm doing the best I can to be consistent. That's why I actually started out slow, because I've got so many other things on my plate as well. So.
Video-wise, we're both going at about the same speed, but I've been doing it a lot longer than you, and I have a few more built up.
Well, I had to start out with just videos.
I remember when you started out, you had 4 videos on there, and that was it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's all baby steps, and everybody in our tight-knit little community, I'm sure you know exactly who all I'm referring to, are extremely proud of you and making it to 5 stars.
Well, thank you. You're making me blush. Stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Yeah. Okay, Obama.
Well, thank you guys so much all for being here tonight. Don't forget, I'm going to do an exclusive live show on New Year's Day, 4 p.m. Central Time. I guess that means 2 p.m. avocado time. Just come in, shoot the shit, talk about stuff, call in, whatever. It's just running by the seat of my pants. But I had a cancellation. I thought, why not do a live show? We'll do it exclusive on Odysee, and let's see what happens.
Just to throw out for myself, yeah, we're going to be doing the usual Friday night thing with pre-Salty show. We're going to be doing a New Year's Eve blowout, of course. I mean, that's almost mandatory. Fireworks are included. Let's see what else we got. And then we've got the Sunday show. All of them will probably be starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, and 3 p.m. Avocado.
Okay, and that's actually, like I say, that's Wage War, WAGE_WARR on Odysee. Check out all of his cool live feeds. Like I say, he'll play some music for you. And do you have a movie planned this week?
Actually, I'm not sure. I had promised a Blazing Saddles, and I don't know if you recall what happened, but I had lost all internet.
Oh, right. That's right. That's right. Advocate
3
Coke
p.m.
had to take care of your feed that day.
Actually, 451 did. He
That's right,
took
okay.
over the movie, and then Wingnut or Coke, Advocate Coke, turned around and picked up the following pre-show for Salty because I still hadn't gotten my internet back. So that's just goes to show you what type of people are in our close-knit little community. We all work together.
Yeah. We scratch each other's back. We got to stick together because that's actually how the other side won for so long.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if I don't happen to catch every one of you that's listening right now, have a very Merry New Year. Happy Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I will see you on New Year's Day. Hopefully. If you do a pre-show or a post-show, I'll get on Zoom with you if you want. I'll be here, so.
Yeah, I'll be doing pretty much the same thing as usual. If anybody wants to show up, I'll get them on the show. One way or another, I'll get you on a show. I mean, either it be Skype or Zoom, or I'm still playing around with EDI, so we'll see about that one. That reminds me, you brought up you were using a plugin for OBC for multiple channels.
OBS.
Is that ID right through OBS? But what's the plugin? What's it from?
Oh, I'd have to send it to you.
Why don't you shoot it to me in a DM? And,
Yeah, I'll have to find it. I'll have to find it again and send it to you. I'm pretty sure I got it here somewhere.
I just need the name. You should be able to pull up the plugin in settings in OBS.
Yeah, it's got a window here, but it won't let me. Oh wait. Let's see. It's called provided free. Oh, it doesn't have the name of the. It doesn't have the name of it. I'll look it up and I'll look it up and I'll send you the link in Discord.
Okay, like I said, I'm just curious because I've been working with a bunch of stuff, and two of the software plugins that I have tried so far have literally created havoc on my Windows.
Wow.
Worked fine for my Linux. Yeah, worked fine for my Linux, but really messed with Windows.
Okay.
So
well, like I say, I'll try to find it. I got to prepare some stuff, and of course I've got to make sure that this gets uploaded to all the other things and everything like that. But when I get a little minute, I will look for the name of that thing. It doesn't show it here on the little window. But
yeah, I'll be damned if I'm going to pay $25 a month just for Restream.
Yeah, I was that kind of gave me it wouldn't let me do anything except for YouTube and Facebook, and I already do YouTube. It wouldn't let me.
Right.
It wouldn't let me do anything. It wouldn't let me do Odysee, and I thought, well, I'm not paying for this.
Yeah, no. The reason why is because of the format that Odysee uses. The same thing with Rumble. Rumble actually has, from what I understand, a built-in that you can restream off of a Rumble stream. But the issue is they won't let you do Odysee unless if you pay extra because it's RPT format.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I'm going to let everybody go. We've been on the show for about 2 hours and everything's slowed down, and I will get with you on the technical stuff in a little while or tomorrow, if that's okay.
Probably tomorrow.
All right,
Probably
hon.
tomorrow.
All right. Shout
All
out
right,
to all my callers. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, MBB, for your contribution to my page. And thank you for all the comments. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Please make sure that you share. Hit the like button. Hit the fire button. You can make more comments. Share with everybody. Follow me. And don't forget, I will be here on Saturday afternoon, New Year's Day, exclusive on Odysee for a live show. You can call in. We can talk about some other stuff. See, maybe let some people in on your New Year's resolutions, etc., and etc., and etc. We'll have a good time. We'll talk some, and I guess we'll get. I'll advertise to everybody else that's doing live stuff too, and of course that's in between. Yeah, Salty won't be programmed that night. But I'll see you in Salty's feed, probably on Odysee on Friday night, and if I'm around on Sunday night too. But again, I'll be live on Saturday night. So if you can, please donate. I've got a link below that you can donate, or I could use library coins too. That's great to get my channel up here on Odysee. That's perfect. Everything goes right back into this particular business. The better I do, the more people's voices I can get out there, and also too, I'll be able to add my guest host too. I just don't have the equipment to put him on as well, not yet, or the bandwidth for that matter. That's another thing. So, once again, thanks everybody for being out there, and we will see you on Saturday on Odysee. If not, we will see you again next Thursday. Until next time.